All right. All right. And Saturday night. Let's see who's coming through. Let's see who's coming through. I see two people come through. Come into the chat. Come into the chat. Come one, come all. Let me do this real fast. Yeah, let me get that link. And there we go. All right, y'all. Greetings. Welcome to 773 Oracle and Tarot. You can't see me. Okay, Cheryl, because I'm looking at me on two devices right here. Are you sure it's not you, babes? Hold on. Greetings, Mr. Stevens.
How you been?
I'm good. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you loud and clear.
Okay. Okay. Because Autumn's having a problem. She says she can't see me. She says she can't see me. I don't know if it's on her end. Oh my word. How we doing, Mr. Stevens? How you doing, darling? How is it being 40 now? Okay.
Well, it feels regular. I'm kind of happy too because, and you might be surprised at this. It's this Whitney Houston song I was looking for like months, and I posted it on Instagram. It's off of that movie she was about her life, and it's called Far Enough. And I was like, I like this song, but I heard it, but then I was like, why was I not listening when the song was on? And I was like,
you know what? It's one of those songs that came and went.
yeah, and it was like that's a beautiful song. It was one of her unreleased songs, and I also got myself a new tarot deck. I'll show it to you right here. It's the Dog Tarot.
Okay.
And it was a birthday gift I got for myself, and I'm trying to learn the pictures because the pictures are not standard, but they make sense. And it's just like you got to look into the picture gram and stuff. Is like, but everything's good. Very good. Everything's good.
Good. That's good, baby. I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that, sweetie. And once again, thank you for showing up, baby. Thank you. And Autumn, thank you for showing up, darling. Autumn, I don't know. Can you see me yet? Yeah, I had, I wanted to come on. We got some things going on. And then,
Okay.
and then I wanted to give you all an update as to what's going on. And yeah. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Autumn says she's coming. Yeah, it's coming through. Okay. All right, good. All right. Mrs. Stevens, first off, happy birthday, my love. I hope you get what you need out of that tarot. Yeah, because decks are very hold on. Oh, here we go. We got Miss Autumn. There we go. Hey, Diva, there you are.
Hi, Michael.
Hello.
How
Can't
you
do a lot.
doing?
Look, I
Good.
can't do a lot without the dynamic duo coming through now, can I?
Oh, one thing I wanted to ask you, Diva, is what do you think? I don't know if you know about this, but what do you think about Drewski parading Erica Kirk? She is not happy, and I'm living for it.
Michael,
I'm living.
I am very well rooted in the world. And I saw it. But Michael, why is you want to make this a political channel? Okay.
I love it.
I mean, on a metaphysical lens, I will say this much. This is very much Uranus in I'm sorry, Pluto in Aquarius transit. These systems, these things that were too big to fail, they're being made a mockery. No one is taking that woman seriously. No one is taking that woman seriously. You know, and the thing is that though I find her abhorrent, I find her husband was highly offensive. The fact of the matter is that he is deceased,
Yeah.
and here we go. It's a very slippery slope we go.
Yes.
It is a very
Mm.
slippery slope we go down when we find humor at the expense of a life, including Charlie Kirk's. You know, and let me say this: I'm of the world too, and trust and believe. Trust and believe. You know, I had a few digs in there too. And just because I know these things doesn't mean that I'm holier than thou or something like that. I'm still trying to find my way through all this bullshit as well. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, when I look at it in a lens, again, when his unaliving happened, everyone's like, don't you say a word about him and stuff like that. And this woman was everywhere, always claiming, she's a mind seeing her kids. She's everywhere else but where her kids are supposed to be. But and now we got Drewski making a parody of her. And that is the kickoff of the dominoes that we're gonna see coming down the pike. And the thing is though is that oh wait a minute, we got one of our Mahdi's, the delicious Miss Yvette. Hi love, hi sweetie, thank you for stopping by, baby. Thank you for stopping by. We're gonna get started in just a second. And we got Drewski. I mean just dog walking Erica Kirk. You know what I'm saying? Everyone knew, who they was portraying. Everyone knew that was Erica Kirk. And from the mannerisms to the fake crime, everybody knew. So we went from you can't say shit about Charlie to now we mocking his widow. Now, all shit aside, I believe, this is just my belief. I believe she knew what was going down. I would even say this. I believe she had something to do with it.
Ooh.
But that's my belief. That's my belief. You know what I'm saying? I can't prove shit.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to watch the show, and I can't wait till you get to talking about the message. So I'm gonna drop my stuff.
All right, baby. All right. But but before we leave, I was going to say, well, he did come out. Okay, that was what I wanted to hear. But no, Michael ain't like that. No, but Mr. Stevens, happy birthday again, and baby, I hope that you love your tarot. Everybody that does it, they go through their own journey. For me, I didn't need like cartoons or anything like that. I needed to know what the messages were, how it was. I'm a traditionalist per se. You know what I'm saying? I love me a good old Rider White. But yeah, in autumn, I came on live. I believe it was Wednesday, and you weren't around. Did you watch it?
Listen, I didn't listen. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even get to watch it.
Okay.
I was like, oh, I missed my baby. I said, Lord have mercy. Listen, you know what? Sometimes at night, that's the only time like I'm planning this really, really big event. That's one of all of my children, my grandchildren, their elementary school is on the chopping block to be closed. And that school has saved so many lives, children's lives, adults' lives, family lives. So we're doing a big Save Our School thing, and which the media is going to be involved. And so it's like some of the people that I've been trying to get in touch with. I can't get in touch with him until at night. And I've been just kind of tied up with that. And that's when I missed you. When I was on the phone and Zooms with them, just trying to, organize things. But I missed you, my darling. I
Oh, I
miss
miss you too, baby. But no.
you.
It's up there. When you get a chance, you can,
I will. I
if
will.
you
I
get a
will.
chance, yeah, only because what I'm gonna say afterwards, it'll make a little bit more sense.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So with that being said, let me get on with the message and we'll
Yes.
get on
Yes.
with well, there we go. But anyway,
Okay.
darling, I love you and I'm
I
glad
love
that
you too.
all right.
All right.
Bye, sweet. All right, y'all. All right. Let me get to my media content. Oh, there we go. All right. All right. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into this. March 28th. March 28th. I don't know if any of y'all felt it. If you felt the shift, I've been embroiled in some personal shit, but trust and believe underneath all of it, I've been feeling some stuff. And right now, baby, up until May 17th, 0 planets in retrograde. 0 planets in retrograde. This is rare. I mean, rare. Right now, y'all, the universe is giving you full support. From now until May the 6th, I'm sorry, I said May 17th, until May the 6th, no planets are in retrograde. So that's right, 0, nothing, nada, zilch, nothing is holding you back. Nothing slowing you down. Is pure momentum. And when there's no retrograde, the energy is clear, it's direct, it's full of possibilities. What was heavy yesterday? Yeah, it is light today. All right? It is light today. And what felt distant or impossible is now within your reach. Because again, we've got 0 planets in retrograde. So what's that going to mean is manifestations are going to move faster. Blessings, they all rolling in. So with 0 planets in retrograde, Autumn, you're gonna get a hold of those people and you're gonna be able to make those connections because they ain't shit holding us back right now. All right. Abundance, baby, it's on the way. Abundance is on the way. If you in the chat and you want a little money, put it in the chat. Abundance is on its way. And now, especially for my Aquarians, and I want everyone to listen. The timing is perfect. Your intuition is strong. Your ideas, your visions, your plans, they are all ready to flow. All you all need to do is trust yourselves. Trust the universe. Trust that everything is shifting in your favor. So, right now, what's that going to look like? Baby, that's chariot energy right here. This is chariot energy right here. Victory, forward movement, taking control. Right now, with zero planets in retrograde, momentum is our friend. So I need you all to push forward and steer your life. Your drive, your focus can cut through all the bullshit. It's going to cut through all the obstacles because as of right now, we are unstoppable. Right behind the chariot, we got the Wheel of Fortune. This is opportunity. This is timing. This is destiny. The energy with this card right here, the universe is literally putting things in motion for us. Things that fell out of reach, they turning in our favor. That's the wheel. It's the wheel. And just be ready to recognize opportunities. So do not sleep on your timing. Right behind this, because of 0 planets in retrograde, we got the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles right there. Once again, claim your abundance. You want abundance? Say abundance is on the way in the chat, because that's the Ace of Pentacles. Abundance, manifestation, new opportunities. The seeds planted, they are now. The Ace of Pentacles talks about financial, career, or personal blessings that are on deck. All right. We need to focus our energy where it matters the most. This is your manifestation window. 0 retrogrades mean less confusion, less delay, less overthinking. your brain can focus, your intuition can flow, and your action have more impact. So if you've been feeling stuck, now is that mental reset. You can plan, you can act and receive with the usual, without the usual, cosmic roadblocks. So like with Miss Autumn, take action on those projects that you may have been hesitating on, because right now the timing is perfect. Keep your energy clean and your intentions clear. The momentum is going to amplify whatever you focus on. So check in with your intuition before you make any type of major decisions, because the guidance is very loud right now. Accept any opportunities that are going to come your way, even if they seem far or far-fetched, or if they're fast or unexpected. Say yes. Say yes to the opportunities coming your way. With these 0 planets in retrograde, just affirm. You know what? Wait, let me do this. Here's your affirmation, y'all. Here's your affirmation. You all are going to say, I'm aligned with the universe. I receive blessings, abundance, and clarity with ease. I'm going to put this in the, where's my chat? Where's my chat? There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Oh, Miss Yvette said, oh, this is that's the message Yvette needed to hear. Because listen, I love our moderators, but Miss Yvette is no stranger to Harris Casino. Oh, yeah. They know. Listen, when payday comes around, they pull out that buffet for Miss Yvette. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Honey, she's a demon on that blackjack table now. Yeah, honey. Okay. But I digress as I bust out my bodies out, Miss Yvette. All right. So here it is. Let me ask, what do you want to manifest while this energy is clear and fast? Where have you been waiting for the right time? And back now. How can you open yourself to receive more abundance, clarity, and opportunity? Because your planets in retrograde, this isn't just astrology. This is a cosmic green light for you to move, for you to step up, and for you to trust yourself. The universe isn't asking right now. It's delivering. This is your moment. This is your moment. All right? But now, for my Aquarians, all right, Aquarians, which I am today, March 28th. March 28th for Aquarians is hitting really heavy, and I'm not even bullshitting. This isn't just a day. This is for Aquarians. This is your day. The universe is lining up for breakthroughs. The universe is lining up for clarity, for bold moves, and trust me, Aquarians, y'all are the one that the universe is favoring. So my Aquas, pull it together. Get yourselves together, because right now we got the sun in Aries right now. The sun in Aries right now is bringing this fire energy. And that fire energy, it's all about action. It's about courage. It's about new beginnings. And everyone feels a little push. But for Aquarians, this shit is amplified. Why? Because Aquarian's ruler, Uranus, baby, Uranus is active. Yep. Uranus is active. Uranus is all about sudden insights, shakeups, and innovation. And today it's whispering, and sometimes it's shouting, it's time to step up, Aquas. It's time to start crack-a-lacking, my Aquarians. Now for my Aquarians, your mind is going to be sharp. Your intuition, baby, is going to be dialed in. And ideas that were floating around, half form and vague, they are all clicking today. You are Aquarians, y'all are clicking on all cylinders today. Solutions, opportunities, visions. You're going to see things that other people are missing. And if you've been stuck waiting for that perfect moment, the universe just said, here it is. Here it is, Aquas. Here's why March 28th is a special day for my Aquarians. Aquarians thrive. Aquarians thrive on progress. Aquarians thrive on vision and thinking differently. The sun in Aries, wait, there we go. The sun in Aries. It's a one woman show, y'all. Bear with me. The sun in Aries is sparking action. And for Aquas, we were wired to see the big picture and the path that no one else notices. So while everyone else is flailing or overthinking, our brain is cutting through the bullshit. Our brain is connecting the dots and landing insights that feel like destiny. For Aquas, our natural gift of foresight and innovation is going to be supercharged today. Our gut and our mind are in sync. So when you feel a flash of clarity, pay attention. Because when you feel that flash of clarity, that's going to be your moment. So with this right here, we're talking, this is full energy right here. Where's the Fool? We're talking full energy right there. Aquas, this is your green light. Step into the unknown. Aquarius, y'all love freedom. You love experimentation and you're blazing your own trail. Today, the universe wants you to take those leaps. No hesitation. Don't overthink the shit. Just move. Keeping with that energy right here, the star. This is pure Aquarian energy right here. The star, she represents hope. She represents clarity. Aquarius, y'all are visionaries, and the star amplifies that energy. Sudden guidance or insights, it's going to feel like magic, but that's really our intuition connecting with the cosmic flow. So pay attention. To break through all of that mental shit right here, we've got the Ace of Swords. This is going to be our mental breakthrough. The big ideas, the clear communication, cutting through all the confusion. So for my Aquas, today, your mind is sharp as a knife. That's why I got that Ace of Swords right there. Aquarius, your ability to analyze, innovate, and speak the truth, it's at its peak today. All right? But we're not done. No, because in order to open your mouth and to do all that, you need some strength right there. Strength, we're talking that inner power, courage, patience, bold moves that might feel scary, but Aquarians, you know you've got this. Your independence and your resilience are your secret weapons today. So for my Aquas, I need you all to trust yourselves. Step fully into your power. Aquarians, we tend to overthink. Aquarians hold back or they wait for the perfect condition. March 28th is going to break that pattern. No fear, no doubt. Today, fear and doubt, that's irrelevant. Your mind, your intuition, they're going to be aligned. And clarity is showing you what's really possible. So this is a mental reset and a confidence boost all wrapped into one. So like the bottom line, March 28th is your lights on day, Aquas. So make your bold moves. Do your big ones. This is going to be about new beginnings. This is going to be about mental clarity and intuition. They're all going to collide, all in your favor. So if you've been hesitating, today isn't just a good day to make that move. Today is designed for you to step fully into your vision. So show up authentically and make this shit happen. So because I write, because this is specifically for Aquarians, what I'm about to give you all what I'm about to say right now is for everybody, because you can this day is going to shine on Aquarians specifically. That don't mean that you all cannot enjoy in this energy. You may not get that full throttle, but you'll definitely get some. So for today, today's almost done, but write down any sudden insights or flashes of clarity, and you're going to start seeing a pattern that you couldn't see before. Take one bold step towards a new idea or a project or a relationship. Don't wait. Trust yourselves. Your instincts is going to be stronger than usual. This is really important. Keep your energy clean. Keep your energy clean. Avoid distractions that are going to dull your focus. Avoid the bullshit. We're not gossiping today. We're not worrying about other people's bullshit today. Keep your energy clean. Remind yourselves that being courageous today isn't reckless. It's aligned action. Okay? Give me a second, y'all. Where's it at? I'm gonna get, because I just got, wait a minute, because I just got the the affirmation for you all, and all right, that'll be it. There we go. There we go. That's the affirmation we're going to do for this for what's left of March 28th. I'm aligned with my higher vision. My mind is clear, and I act in harmony with my true path. That's what we're going to do. Oh, forget, y'all. I was typing so fast, I got that little thing right over there, so you forgive me on that one. But yeah. So with all that being said, here we go. Here are the questions. What new beginnings are you ready to step into? Where have you ignored your inner guidance? How can you listen? How can you listen now? Oh, I got a big one for you. I got a good one for you. What fears are holding you back? And how can you step forward anyway? March 28th isn't just another date on the calendar, especially for my aquas. My aquas, this is your reset. This is your green light. This is your breakthrough. So step up, step forward. The universe is not asking, it's delivering you the moment. So for the here we go. Autumn is always good for the truth. My fears of being judged, they're going to judge you anyway, baby. They're going to judge you anyway. They going to, girl, you can get the cure for cancer, and they're going to say, why didn't she come up with it sooner? So, baby, it's time to let that shit go. It's time to let that shit go. Mama, you can save that. You can save that school. You can save that school single-handedly. And they're going to say, oh, I could have done that. So, baby, if they're going to talk, give them something to talk about, baby. Give them something to talk about. You know what they say? Fear, face everything and run. Choice is yours, baby. Same word, different meaning, same amount of energy. Same amount of energy. Cause right now I'm putting myself on blast. The title for this live is the title that I gave for this live is the energy right now is facing hard truths. So here are some hard truths. And before I go on, let me just say, y'all, I am emotionally, spiritually, and physically exhausted. Last Wednesday, I gave you all a little bit of what was going on. And tonight I'm going to tell you what's going on right now. Because you all have been really good for me. When I started this channel, I didn't think I was going to get as many people as I got, and you all, y'all have been with me, and so I owe you all explanations. And just like Miss Autumn, she can come out here and be as vulnerable as she can. I got to return that favor. So here we go. So last Wednesday, I came up on here and I told you, all what went down. And I'm going to do my utmost not to mention his name. But many of you all know that for the early part of the year, I have been helping an individual that at one time was in my life, and they fell on some hard times. And for about a month and a half, I had this person living with me, and they fell back into addiction. This individual got comfortable. I made sure that they was fed, they were safe, they were housed. And last Tuesday, the police had to come to my home. The agency that we're working with, moves, but they don't move at a pace that is needed. And, and they can only do so much. As of last night, he was admitted into a hospital. I don't know for how long. I do know that not even by my choice, but by my landlord's choice, he cannot come back here. He has all of his belongings. And when I tell you that I'm physically, mentally, and spiritually exhausted, y'all, I'm hurt. I'm confused. I'm numb. I still care, but I'm exhausted. And me saying that makes sense. All of it makes sense. I opened my home. I gave stability. I tried to help this individual get back on, on a path. And instead of things improving, they spiraled. The police were involved. There was relapse, instability, and now a hospital admission. That kind of turnaround doesn't just hurt. It shocks your system. So y'all, I'm not just tired. I'm dealing with emotional exhaustion. I'm dealing with shock. I'm dealing with grief. I'm dealing with boundaries being crossed. And if this is such a thing, I'm dealing with compassion fatigue. And underneath all of that, you know, I tried to do something good and it still went wrong. And that's the part that cuts deep. This individual relapsed in my home. And I got to say this clearly, because anybody that's dealing with something like this, you know, your mind may try to twist it. But this is for anybody that may have been dealing with it. My home didn't cause his relapse. The comfort that I offered him didn't cause his relapse. I didn't cause his relapse. Addiction doesn't work like that. People can be fed, people can be safe, people can be supported and still relapse. Because the driver of this, it's not environment alone. It's his trauma. It's his brain chemistry. It's his dependency. It's his timing. I try to offer stability. He was not in a place to sustain it. And that's not failure, that's reality. When I say that he cannot come back here, that's not anger. That's not punishment. That is clarity. And if I couldn't do it, my landlord made the right call. Because what already happened tells me everything that I needed to know. My home became unstable. I was pulled into crisis. My safety and my peace were disrupted. And then it escalated to where law enforcement had to come through. And right now, like, those are my boundaries speaking, you know, after the shit. This isn't fear that's speaking. These are just my boundaries being reestablished. You know, and like I said about like my emotional state, you know, I'm hurt, I'm confused, I'm numb. Y'all, that combination right there, it usually that's saying that my system is saying, you know, I don't have the capacity to process any of this anymore. And the numbness is it's not me being cold. That's protection. Right now he's in a hospital. And this may not feel like it, but for right now, that's probably the safest place for him to be right now. He's safe. He has access to medication. He's being monitored. And he's not alone in his deregulation, his dysregulation. And those things, that is something that I could never provide in my home, no matter how much I cared for him, no matter how much I tried. There's a part of my mind that I gotta let go of. I gotta let go of the shit gently. And that is that the what ifs. Maybe if I did something different, or maybe if I said something or something like that, I gotta let that go. Because what I was being asked to hold was addiction, was untreated mental health, was trauma, was instability, and gaps in the system. And when you're dealing with somebody that has trauma and has addiction, that is not a one-person job. That is a team level. That is like that's medical level situation. So what comes now is meant for me. Not for him, but for me. So for right now, my job is not to solve anything. My job is not to fix shit. My job is not to check on him constantly or planning his next steps. My job is to stabilize myself. You know, I went to work today, and when I got done, I sat at Starbucks for 4 hours holding a cup of coffee. I had to let my body come down from all of this crisis mode. And I'm sitting there with this cup of coffee in my hands and all these people around me. And little by little, something came through. And it was simply this: you can care about somebody and still not be the place that they land. And that doesn't make your love any less real. That just makes your boundaries real enough to protect you. I've been playing this game with guilt, trying to creep back in, you know, and it's like, you know, and like my only recourse that I have are like, you know, these phrases that keep going through. You know, I opened up my home. I tried. You know, I stayed longer than most would. You know, you know, and you know, and this is a hard call, and it's hard. It's hard not to look at this as failure. But I showed up fully, and I chose not to be destroyed by this person's trauma. I'm sitting at Starbucks, and then I always keep I always keep a journal with me, you know, and I just started writing. I just started writing a prayer for him. It gave me some peace, and that gave me peace. Thanks, Martha. Greetings. Let me ask y'all something. Anybody in the chat willing to tell whether they're dealing with somebody with addiction or not? Anybody dealt with somebody and you know, either a loved one or their families that had mental health issues? If that's too personal, you ain't gotta say nothing. Oh, Martha, okay. It wears you down, don't it, baby? Hold on. Mr. Stevens coming up.
Hey,
Yes, babe.
yeah, I wanted to tell you that your story is very relatable and such. So remember, as you know, I've been trying to heal from the anger from Jay. So what you might not know is that one day, and I need to pay attention a little bit more too. So one day I was over his house. This is about 2018, and he had some acid in his hand. like the acid it's a
I know.
psychedelic. Yeah.
Mm.
And then I've noticed that he's been having all these mood swings and smoking weed 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what? I'm all the signs they're crystal clear looking back. And I remember how like moody he was and how like I'm like, wow. And then one minute he'd be close, next minute he'd be distant. And I'm like, wow, why did I stay through this? Because I like the person, but I was not paying attention to the environment. And I just wanted to tell you your story really it really clicked with me when you were saying the trauma that person was dealing with, and now that it all makes sense, that reading you gave me in March of last year where you said the trauma in that person's life is too deep. And oh my gosh, you were so right. Everything you say is right on time. And the thing is, they have got to want to help themselves. You can't do it. They have got to
No,
want to.
that no, and that and no, and thank you, Michael. Yeah, no, number one, thank you for sharing. Um, and the thing is, Michael, is that like, okay, listen, because I'm good for a wake and bake. You know what I'm saying? I'm good for all that. But like I can tell you why I do it. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mhm,
because as soon as I walk out of those doors, I'm gonna have to be dealing with other human beings that I do not like. So it gives me
mhm,
a buffer. But in this regard, um, this individual, um, this individual has dealt with trauma from the ages of 9 to 18.
mm,
And this was at the hands of people that were supposed to look out for them.
yeah.
And so nobody ever wakes up. Nobody ever wakes up and says, I want to be an addict.
No,
And the
they
reason
don't.
why people do drugs is because they fucking work. Because they'd rather feel anything else
Yes.
than what they're feeling right now.
Mhm.
And for this individual right now, this has been a lifetime of trying to self-medicate. And I'm there at Starbucks with this coffee in my hand, trying to let the numbness come down for me, and waves of anger
Mm,
come through. This individual is 60 years old, and you mean to tell me within these 60 years, nobody could be an interruption to the pathology that was hurting him?
mm,
Nobody could look at this individual and say, you really need some deep help, and we're going to get that for you. And these agencies that I got now, they ain't about shit either. You
mm,
know, and all I can say is I tried. All I can say is tried. And the only thing I got left, Michael, the only thing I got left is the things that I fall back on. My
mm,
faith, my faith, my connection to universal mind, you know, and and this is where you got to where you got to rely on your faith. Because I can tell you this, Mrs. Stevens, I don't know how anybody that doesn't have a connection with something higher, I don't know how they would be able to deal with this. Because
mm,
this shit right here is entirely way too heavy for one individual to carry. This individual, the person that I'm talking about, has a team around them, and this shit still happened.
mm, mm,
I'm never going to look at somebody and judge them on what they do, what they had to do in order to get through. I
mhm,
just know for me, I just know for me,
mhm,
I told this person, listen here, you have to stay on your medication. You have to stay on your medication. And you cannot bring none of that shit up in my house. It couldn't have been any easier. And this individual just was not in the place where they could sustain that. And that's not his fault. That's not my fault. That's just the way shit is.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend Jay, I don't know, baby. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I know who I'm talking about right now. Again, I've got documented trauma. You know, your friend Jay could just be an asshole. I don't know. I'm not, and I'm not passing judgment. I'm simply saying, he could just be an asshole and the drugs just made him just a shittier individual. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I know from
and you
what I go ahead.
and I'll say this and I'll let you go and I'm gonna go. But the thing I do remember him one morning taking mood stabilizers. I remember that one morning. And his mom, she had like a early form of dementia. And I was like kind of I wonder, and this is just me thinking, I wonder did drug use run in the family? Because he was telling me like, she had mental problems, and I believe at some point his mental health is going to fade too. I believe it at some point. And so, like you're doing all these drugs and then you're like, it's wow, it's just sad,
It
it
is.
really is. Yeah.
It is. It is. Well, but darling, like if you like I said, I wrote a prayer.
Mhm.
If you all want, you just let me know in the chat if you want me to pull it out, and we could keep our people that are going through this in mind, and we'll do a prayer for them. I stopped doing that because it was just kind of like, man, I am not trying to do a cult or anything like that. It was just that I felt that a lot of times when I would come on, that people needed it, but
Okay.
I didn't want to push nothing. You know what I'm
All right.
saying?
Well, I'm going to bed. Good night, y'all.
All right.
All
Good
right.
night,
Good night.
Stephen. Good night, baby. Bye-bye.
Right.
It's Autumn. What say you, love?
Baby, I got and I'm gonna make it brief. I got the
You ain't got
mental part. Listen, I got the mental part, the mental addiction, the mental health with the addiction and in the addiction. I was married to an addict and didn't know they were an addict until I was into my marriage. Um and when I listened to you, I felt it. I felt you because not only was I dealing with him, I was dealing with my child at the time. He was younger with the mental health thing. And I think that's why at this point in my life that my health is failing me is because I carried so much for so many, including, my husband with the he was on crack and we lost our home and we had to move where I am now. And with that, I saw, I went through domestic abuse and my family at the time didn't want to help me. And they was like, oh, that's your husband. And it was a lot. And not until the very end when when my marriage was over, I was pregnant with my daughter, the one that you met. I was pregnant with her. Things was so bad. She was going to be put up for adoption
mm,
because her brother, my younger son, he was still a baby. And when I got pregnant with her, I was older. I was older, basically having both of them, but I got pregnant like kind of back to back. So he was still a baby. I was pregnant with her. I didn't know I was pregnant with her until it was too late. And so it was like so much I'm going through. I'm like, I didn't want to let my marriage go because I didn't want to seem like I was a failure. It was like, okay, we're going to work through this together, but it got worse and worse and worse and worse. Then I'm dealing with my son who had mental health issues. I'm trying to get him help. And he was like, we can't help him until he commit a crime or he did something really, really outlandish. And so it was like, I felt like an animal in a cage. And I'm trying to battle. First of all, I'm pregnant. I'm going through this adoption thing. My son, he just cutting up. My husband, when he couldn't take my car keys and when I wouldn't let him just take my money or rape me and has to, when and people don't think because when you're married, no is no. So force himself on me. I'm dealing with all this. And plus I had, I had other children, my older children. And so in my mind, and you're right, if I didn't have my belief in God, or I trained my mind to separate myself from the pain, from everything that was going on, because I had a nervous breakdown already. I already had one. I recovered from that, and because in my mind just broke. I got myself together, and I'm like, you got to keep yourself together because you really don't have the help, family help that you need. Thank God I had a girlfriend. When I had Kaya, she came and took her from me. And a lot of people thought that was so horrible, but I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it at the time. I was a mess. And when I listened to you, it was just a replay in my head. I know what you went through. I went through that, and it was a horrible, horrible, horrible experience. When my husband left, that was that. But now I have a grown adult son who always been mentally challenged, and the drugs, he overdosed, and his brother had to bring him back with Narcan. And from that, my son started talking, going to conferences and talking about drugs and family with drugs. It turned out into a positive thing, but that was a sad thing. They have to talk about your brother overdosing, so it wasn't one time, it was a couple times. And now he looks a damn mess. I cried when I seen him in the picture. I haven't seen him physically, but my other kids have. But I haven't seen him physically, and I'm glad that I didn't. I cried to myself when I seen the pictures that they had took, and it's like, but all of his life, I've been fighting, and I'm so tired now. I know what you're going through, baby. I know. And if ain't nobody been through it, they'll never, ever, ever understand.
But Autumn, and the thing is, though, is that I went through this with him 25 years ago. And out of nostalgia, out of the fact that let me go about it this way. When I told my mom what was going on, she's like, don't move him in. My mom was good for shit like that.
Yes.
But and I know what she was, and I know why. Girl, I was fucking around with the screen, and we on the bottom of the screen, we teeny tiny, but
right.
So I was like, I was like, Ma, and she goes, Ronnie, no. What I mean is listen, you love your apartment. What, God forbid, what happens if he dies? And I say, Mommy, here's what happens. We're gonna go through your scenario. I wake up and I come out of my bedroom and I pass him on the couch and I say good morning. And he don't say nothing. And I put my hand on his forehead, and he's cold. The first phone call I make is to the ambulance. And I said, Mommy, you know who the second phone call is? She goes, no, who? I said, nobody.
Right.
So if the worst thing that happens is that somebody died in my apartment knowing that they were cared for and that they were fed and that they were warm, it just might make him paying all this fucking rent. It might make it mean something.
Right. Right. Mm-hmm.
But now, now, Autumn, I, that's nothing I can do now. That is not even in my control anymore. My landlord took care of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's the question. So does this mean I let go of him forever? No.
Mm-hmm.
This is where this is where your mind goes to extremes because your heart is hurting so bad.
Yes, ma'am.
This isn't about forever. This is about right now.
Right.
Letting go of being this individual's caregiver. I can do that. I'm not erasing his existence.
Right.
I'm releasing responsibility. I'm releasing proximity. I'm releasing crisis involvement. And I'm not releasing the fact that I care. And the deeper question I ask myself, and this is the real one, is there any way I can be there for him and not get hurt?
Ooh.
And here's the answer. Not in the way that shit is right now.
Right.
Not while he is unstable. Not while he is unmedicated or newly medicated. Not while he's cycling emotions. Not while he is crossing boundaries with rage or pressure or threats. At this moment in time, Autumn, there's no version of me being there in the state that he's in that doesn't cost me something significant.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Being there is a middle ground.
Being there is a skill.
It's a middle ground. It's not an all or nothing. It's not abandonment or full access. It's a skill, like you say.
And that's a skill set. That's a skill set. And I learned it. I had to, because I would be in a mental institution.
Amber, I'm working two jobs. I got the nerve to want to be a content creator. On top of that, baby, this is the third job. I love coming to work when I come here.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? But here's you got to be very honest with yourself. And I got to think of shit like I got to think of shit like this. Column 1, what doesn't work? Letting him stay here with me did not work. Right. Being his emotional regulator, that did not work. Engaging in him when he's going through these episodes, that don't work. Mm-hmm. Being on call for crisis, that don't work.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What might work later? Not now, but later.
Mm-hmm.
Like limited or structured contact. Only when he's stable.
Yes.
Or when he's under care. Or only when the respect is consistent, or only when my nervous system feels safe.
That's the skill.
And all the while, Amber, I'm sorry. Yeah. All the while, Autumn, all the while, like there's like this thing that I want to be there, and then my spirit is asking, how do I not get hurt?
Right. How do I do it?
How can I be there without losing myself?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And mama, as hard as this is, and Autumn, let me tell you something. And let me tell you something. You've ever been so tired and so hurt you ain't got no more tears? That's where I'm at
Girl.
right
Yes.
That's where I'm at right now.
Yes. Yes.
That's where I'm at right now.
You all the tears is inside. You feel it in your low, you feel it on your lower heart. You can't, it don't come out. Now everything is just in. You just feel it right here. You know, you crying your ass off, but ain't nothing coming out. But it's all, you just feel it inside. Yes. Yes.
You know, and so the only answers that come up with is like, girl, it's going to take distance, it's going to take boundaries, and it's going to take timing.
Yeah. Right now, I'm isolated from all of my children but one. And as I was listening to you tonight and you was explaining, you know, the different planets, you know, Terry, things that's going on, I said, why am I isolated right now?
You know why, baby? You know why? Because right now, and I feel for both of us, right now, this is not a being there season. Right now, this is a release and a recovery season for the both of us.
Baby. I was sad though. Miss Ronnie, I was sad. Listen, my kids got me blocked. And when I tell you that I'm blocked on their phone, I called to ask my daughter, it was something simple. Oh, about the bus route. And I went to call and I said, well, maybe something wrong. I got two phones. So I called on one phone, then I called on, and I said, oh, she got me blocked. I said, oh, okay. My other daughter, who I would talk, my oldest daughter, I would talk to every day. We see the kids on video because she know how much I love my grandbaby. She just stopped calling me and got distant. My mental health patient, my baby, my son, I don't charge him. I give him grace because I know his mind is in 1,000 other places. So I'm like, what's really going on? Because it just happened all of a sudden. And I'm saying, okay. It saddened me. And then God just started speaking to me like right now, they don't need to be. You don't need to talk to them. You need to be blocked from them. You just, you need to get yourself together and do what you need to do. You don't need no distractions from them. Let them go head on and y'all, reconnect whenever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm just like, wow. Wow. Wow.
And Autumn, letting go like that, that's not cold. That is not abandonment. That is not giving up. That's recognizing. That's a recognition. And that recognition is that love is not meant to cost you your peace. Love is not meant to cost you your safety. Love is not meant to cost you your sanity.
Right. Right.
For you, these are your children. For me, this is somebody that for good, bad, or indifferent came into my life. And the last time it didn't work, I am by no means, wealthy or anything like that. But what little I do have, I don't have a problem in sharing.
Right.
And I thought that maybe because time made us different people. I thought that this would have been a time that it didn't work out on this level 20 something odd years ago. Maybe it can work on this level this time.
Right.
And what this has taught me is that I can love him at a distance until he's in a place where love doesn't require me to sacrifice.
Right. Absolutely. Yep. Mhm. Yes. We have to stop being sacrificial lambs for people. And so many women that I have gotten close to in love. And I hear the stories about how we sacrifice ourselves for these men. And
But I
because
wanted
we
to say,
love
you know,
them.
Amber, Amber, I don't know why I keep calling you Amber. But you know what, Autumn? I'm gonna say this. While you was going through all that, while you was saying like the laundry list of all the shit that you went through, you know, girl, I don't want you to end it right there. All of these things happened. But girl, I need you to do this right now. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. And before you let that breath go, let it fill you up and hold it. And when you release it, say to yourself, but I am still here. I'm still here.
Still here. And this journey was rough. I don't want to start crying, and it's still a little rocky.
That's
But
okay,
that
baby.
journey was
Baby,
hard.
you know, I've always said that tears is information, baby. Tears are words that we don't have. Tears are feelings we cannot express, you know,
Yeah.
but we're
That
still here.
road is rough. That road was hard,
Yeah.
girl. That road was hard.
Yep. And you
Ooh,
want to know
baby.
something? You want to know something? You want to know something, Miss Autumn? It'll broke a weaker bitch.
Yes, Lord.
That road would have broken a weaker bitch. But my sister, we are still here.
Yes.
We are still here. And it's what I always tell you. Our darkest story is going to be somebody else's blueprint.
I'm wrapping up that book, girl, so we gonna be rich in a minute.
And I'm going to have a great big old ignorant ass. A great big old ignorant ass. Autumn, y'all stay with me for 1 second. I want to get my journal. Autumn, I'm gonna say this
You
prayer. I
want me?
want you to pray with me, okay?
Yes.
All right, give me 1 second. I gotta get my bag.
Okay.
All right, y'all, I'm back. I'm back. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, this right here, best therapy in the world. I opened up that book and I just let divine guidance go through me. All right. Is Miss Martha, she's still here with us? Yvette, are you still with us? Because Miss Martha said that she's going through some shit right now too. Martha said, all right, mama. All right, everybody. Okay, so ladies, get in your bodies. Get in your bodies. When I wrote this prayer, I wrote it for him. You replace the pronoun for either the name or the gender that we're dealing with right now, okay?
Okay.
So here we go. All right. Here we go. Shit. Divine source, spirit, divine keeper. I place him back into your hands. Not because I do not care, but because I care enough to release what I cannot carry. You know his story. You know his pain, his strength, his battles, his breaking points. You have seen him fight in ways most will never will. Cover him now. Guide him where I can't go. Stabilize him what I could not stabilize. Heal what I could not reach. Send the right people, the right support, the right timing. Let him receive the care he needs, fully, safely, and completely. And if he feels alone, remind him that he is not abandoned, that he is being held in ways beyond me. I release the responsibility. I release the guilt. I release the need to fix. What is mine to carry, I will carry. What is not mine, I give back to you. Because right now, I choose peace. I choose trust. And I choose to let go with love and not fear. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. Shit.
Oh, thank you for that.
And girl, that's all I got.
Yes. Thank
And that's
you.
going to have to be enough.
Yes, thank you.
And that's going to have to be enough.
And it is. And it is.
All right, y'all.
All right, baby.
Thank you all for letting me share this with you. Thank you all for trusting me.
Yes.
And
That's raggedy.
this is going out there.
Yes.
And I pray that again, our pain will be somebody's roadmap to sanity.
Yes, man.
That what we went through right now, it will mean something.
Yes.
So with all that being said, y'all, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank you. Good to see you, sweetheart.
You too, love. With all that being said, I will be coming back on live. It's gonna be a minute before I start doing readings again. When I do readings, I can't be in this like emotional chaotic state. You all deserve better than that.
Yes.
So that is that. My mod, what is that? Oh, thank you, Martha. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Martha. Thank you, Miss Yvette. Thank you.
Yes.
All right, y'all. Thank
right.
you all so much. Thank you all so much.
See you next time.
Yes, you will. And y'all send some positive energy to Miss Autumn. She's trying to save a school. So we're gonna see to it that it is put out there that school will be saved.
Yes.
All right. We gotta
you.
do this
Thank
before she
you.
moves. All
Thank
right.
you. Yes.
All right, y'all. All right. I love you, Miss Autumn. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you for allowing me to share this with you. And yeah, we'll do this again. All right. Y'all stay blessed. Thank you. Whew.